In your presentation, you've been talking about artificial intelligence and the way the artificial intelligence becomes, in a way, a muse for an artist like Ron. So, but there is still an issue which is, I'm pretty sure, for many people attending the event here, the issue of intellectual properties. So how could we save ourselves? Could we secure our intellectual property in the future? What's your vision about that?
Well, vision is complicated, but if we can't solve it on a legal base, I'm quite sure that it's more on open source modeling, so that we become capable of creating our own models based on our data, so we know what's in the model, what it has been trained on, we know what it can do as a kind of output, so it's fully transparent along the whole life cycle, so from data input to modeling to output. And by that we can, of course, easier make sure that it's okay with the data privacy issues or any other issues. And I'm really a strong believer in the open source movement, and that we can tackle a lot of stuff that way. Because otherwise, these neural networks are really huge black boxes. We don't know how they really work, what they really learned. And if we then don't know what kind of data was injected into this model, we're lost anyway. So it can only be solved on a kind of legal base.
You said that you are not really worrying about the money, and you've been also mentioning that in a way you'll be also honored if people start to copy you. But for some artists starting to develop themselves, it's incredibly important that they can also provide food for themselves. So how do you see the whole situation, the whole development in this case?
It's always difficult because it's very individual. Of course, I also need the money to exist and to develop new skills and to learn new stuff and to cooperate with scientists, whatever, because the technology is very expensive. But my point was more intellectual, because I'm artist and artist communication, and I really love to share my art in order to tell my stories. And of course, the kind of close circle, which is working, this is a kind of very, how should I say? We created a kind of, with the Muse, we created a kind of closed circle where the information stayed in my as my property, and I didn't share them with the audience, because I use them just as a inspiration, as a draft.
It's an individual assistant for
Absolutely.
you, so it's not.
And this
Very
is
personal assistance.
Yeah.
this is by Occident as kind of very good solutions to save my own data, for example. Yeah, this happened by Occident, but I like it. And the next possibility to save my own data is to create the same story like Klaas just said, to create small networks, very fine, with very spectacular, very special data. And yeah.
Plus, you had the question like how this technology will change us. How did it change you, for instance? Once you started in 2016, as I understood.
We started with the artificial muse in 2016.
Yeah.
I personally started with AI 2011, roughly, when I was one of the first data scientists over here. Yeah. So when this data science topic popped up.
So did you change your working style, your everyday life through this technology?
Honestly, not as much as I expected, I think, because it of course changed my whole working life, because every day I think about AI and I work with AI and I earn money with AI as a kind of consultancy or IT company. But me personally, I used these tools, but very specifically. So really for specific tasks where I really think, okay, this can help me now, I use it. So, but maybe that's also a kind of expert skill, because I know what these tools can do, I know what they are good for, and how I will use it and make use of it. But honestly, it's the same with my smartphone. I started with installing every kind of app, and now I use maybe 4. And it's the same with AI tools. I know all of them, I try them all, and I use maybe 2.
Yeah, maybe one day we won't use any apps anymore, like watching how the rabbit is developing right now.
Maybe
So it's
we
killing.
just use our voice and ask
that's
questions and give tasks to an AI system, and
Absolutely.
it comes back with a result.
Absolutely. But in your case, it's a very interesting case because you said that you became more socialized and it helped you to, in a way, open to wider societies.
Just look at this with speaking with each other. My experience is completely different because I win a lot using AI. Really, not only the social competences, but also new friendships, new working methods, and completely new point of view about not only creativity, but also about my own art.
That's great. So what's your prediction? Where are we going right now? What is the next big thing that you think we still don't know but is coming?
Well, I talked about it on stage a little bit. So I think one, of course, it's a pretty short term, is text to everything generative AI, like videos, like gaming, like 3D modeling, like whatever. That's a very short term task. I think it's robotics, honestly, and I talked about it on stage. So in 5 to 7 years, I'm pretty sure we make some major breakthroughs in robotics. For me, they are large action models. So how can we train huge networks not to learn about our language and speech, text, but about actions and interactions with the physical world? And I think we can do it with just neural networks and data. So it will be done, it's just a matter when.
So are you going back to working, creating art? Could you imagine this process without AI now?
Of course. This is a very important point because I never quit analog painting or do analog art, and so I'm very happy. If you ask me about the future, I'm really looking forward to use all the possibilities we get in the future. Because, as I said, there was one other question: what my kind of presentation, my art changed a lot because I have the space on the wall. I can present my analog art in the classical way, but I can also use computers, monitors, VR, augmented reality, whatever, to communicate, to show my art. And this is literally the future, whatever it's mean. And also new technologies. Since more than 2 years, I also developed a kind of project and use quantum software to manipulate picture and quantum software can be connected, can be mixed with AI, and this is absolutely amazing.
Thank you very much and good luck with all of your projects.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.